Hi everyone. We are going to do one last fun little thing today to help you get ready to decorate your house for Easter. Now yesterday I did a video that showed you how to make salt dough ornaments. Well, the video is still uploading onto YouTube. So I can just tell you the recipe because this video may come up before the salt dough one. I don't know. I'll just tell you the recipe. If you're confident in your cutout cookie making skills, you may not even need the video. But it's, I used a half a cup of salt, 1 cup of flour, and a half a cup of water. And you just mix it together. You make a dough, roll it out to a 1/4 inch. I found that thinner is better than thicker. So 1/4 inch at the very most, and then you cut out egg shapes, bake it at 250 degrees for 2 hours. So it really kind of dries it out and bakes it. And oh, I almost forgot, punch a little hole in the top with a straw, or if you don't have a straw, you can use a pencil or whatever you have. I used a straw. Also, if you don't have an egg cookie cutter, I took an empty can and just kind of squeezed it to make an egg shape, and I used that to cut my eggs out. So I did that yesterday. The video may or may not upload, I don't know. It's taken a very long time. So, but I did want to show you today how I decorated them. So you'll have that knowledge anyways if you decide to go ahead and do it. So here are how the eggs came out. Oh, you cook them on parchment paper too. I lined the pan with parchment paper. If you don't have parchment paper, you could try with nothing, or maybe you can spray it with some cooking spray. But anyways, I did use parchment paper. So here are the eggs and just some ideas for how to decorate them. So these two I painted with, and this is just acrylic paint, this style of paint. And I just did the fronts just to make it go a little faster so I could do the video for you. Now, you know, if the kids are doing them, you may not get these nice straight lines. That's okay. It's the process and the fun that counts more than having something that is art museum worthy. Another thing you can try is, this was done with magic markers, and I just used the regular Crayola washable markers, and that I think it had a pretty good result. You could maybe try Sharpies too, and that would probably also work. But yeah, this was done with washable magic markers. This one I painted, and then I added some sparkles to it, some sequins. So that's how that one came out. I tried this one with some tape. Now I will tell you, I tried to put tape on a painted one and it did not stick. So I put paint on an unpainted one, or I'm sorry, tape on an unpainted one, and it does stick. It works a little better if you flip it around to the back and stick it on that way. So if you have some decorative tape, that is how that looks. Let's see, if you saw my tissue paper butterfly video, these are the exact same papers. I put them to a different use. Now this was kind of a decoupage method. So I took some Mod Podge. You could probably also use glue, just regular glue, and I brushed it all over the plain egg. And then I took some of those little pieces of paper like we used in the butterfly tissue paper craft, and I stuck it all over the egg, and then I put a little more Mod Podge over it. This one is not quite dry. You can still see some of the white where it's not dry yet, but it gives it a nice finish. It's kind of like decoupage. And this is the same technique, but I used scrapbook paper. So, and again, in the butterfly video, I talked about having your child cut. What good cut practice that is for cutting. If you use a thin strip like this, I think this is about 1 inch. I think this one is about 1.5 inches. That's good for cutting practice because they don't have to open and close the scissors. They can do it in one snip. And some of our kids really love to cut, so you could get pieces that way. You can also have them tear it, and that just gives it a different kind of a, I don't know, kind of a rustic sort of look. And that's also really good for that pincer grasp we were talking about and strengthening their hands. So cutting or tearing scrapbook paper, that coordinates. And again, this is a process art, so it's really the process of doing it is more important than the outcome, but I actually think these are kind of pretty. So that is how I decorated them. You could also try, if you have glitter glue at home. I went to use this and I couldn't get any to come out of the bottle, but glitter glue would probably work. One thing I would not use, I tried to use these foam stickers and they just came right off. So that would be probably a little frustrating. They're sticking on my fingers better than they stuck on the eggs. So you make a hole in the top of the egg before you bake it. And so I used some pink ribbon to make a hanger. It's this on a spool. I think it's 1/8 of an inch. And this is pink. If you don't have ribbon, I know some people are not crafty people that would just have ribbon laying around the house. You can use like that curling ribbon, the gift wrapping ribbon, that would work. You can use just some string or some thread. You can use yarn. You can use fishing line. You can use dental floss. Anything that you want to use. You can hang it up. You can hang them up in your window. You can hang them up on a tree, anywhere that you like. So that is, those are just some ideas of things you can do with your salt dough Easter eggs once you get them finished. So again, if you decide to do some of these, I'd love to see the pictures of what you've done. So yeah, just post them. You can either put them in a message on ClassTag or put them in one of the comments for a post on ClassTag. I'd love to see what you do with your salt Easter eggs. So have a good afternoon, everybody. Goodbye.